Senators continue debate on the 2018-2019 budget today in the upper chamber of Parliament. They heard from the Minister of Labor that there will be a change in the controversial multi-billion-dollar deal proposed for East Grand Bahama in February that the government admits was not handled efficiently. DeAndre Williamson reports.
Minister of Labor Senator the Honorable Dion Folks announcing plans for the introduction of a new Oban Heads of Agreement during his contribution to the debate on the 2018-2019 budget communication in the Senate.
In a few weeks, we will have an amended Heads of Agreement for Oban that we believe will be acceptable to the Bahamian people at large, but more importantly, acceptable to Grand Bahamians and persons living in Grand Bahama, particularly those living in East Grand Bahama.
In February, the government signed a $5.5 billion agreement with Oban Energies for an oil refinery and storage facility in East Grand Bahama. Later, the Prime Minister admitted in the House of Assembly that there were some mistakes with the Heads of Agreement and charged a Cabinet subcommittee of 7, inclusive of the Minister of Labor, to review the Heads of Agreement to ensure that several objectives are met.
Number one, to improve the environmental terms in the agreement to ensure better environmental protection to East Grand Bahama and to Grand Bahama generally. Number two, to improve the economic terms in the condition that will be more beneficial to the Bahamian people, but particularly to Grand Bahamians. And number three, to revise some of what we consider to be restrictive legal provisions in the Heads of Agreement.
Folks says the principals and executives of Oban are on board with the process. Also during his contribution, Folks provided an update on the removal of residents from the various shanty towns throughout New Providence.
The Bahamian Pastors League has advised us that some 50% of the residents have already moved. And they get this information as a result of those members who are members of the various churches. And there are some 20 plus churches which have been identified, which we've been working with. The deadline is the 31st of July for all residents in the shanty towns, and there are 10. There were 11, one has already been abolished. In the 10 shanty towns in New Providence, to be totally cleared.
For ZNS Network News, I'm DeAndre Williamson.